Ladies, gentlemen, pronouns, lend me your ears. Crazy Kid back for a Christmas React. And this is one of the stories that I love about researching for these videos. This is the story of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. How it was a project for the Montgomery Ward Chicago-based company that handed out booklets every Christmas year, or every year at Christmas. Robert L. May was tasked to write a new story. And he wrote it in the manner of a poem, just like A Night Before Christmas. And his daughter liked reindeer, and he was just pondering, sitting out the window, or sitting looking out the window, and noticed a fog over Lake Michigan that he couldn't see through, and the beacon of a lighthouse beaming through, and it hit him. A reindeer's nose that lit up and cut through the fog. So without any further ado, here's Burl Ives singing the iconic song, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all?
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer game.
So too is it with all the other situations of, you see somebody or something that's a bit of an oddball or one step out. And, people tend to, shun or make fun of that particular instance. And in this case here, it was, like a fictional story about a reindeer with a shiny nose that, was up north, and everybody decided that they thought it was, such an oddity that they wouldn't allow that reindeer play with them.
Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history.
Unbeknownst prior to the shunning and making fun and excluding this particular, oddity or odd reindeer, he ends up saving the day. He ends up being the person or the entity that saves that year's Christmas because of the fog and the blowing snow. So you just never know who you might be making fun of.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows.
All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games.
Now comment below if you remember this iconic movie that was made from this song. And it played forever during the Christmas season back in the 70s and 80s, even the 60s apparently. But it was played like constantly. And I remember, waiting for this particular movie to come along and sit there at the TV and just watch this movie because it was such a good movie.
Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say,
Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history.
You'll go down in history.
Alrighty, final thoughts. Not just an anthem for, a successful way to cut through the fog, but also an anthem for anti-bullying as well. You just never know who you may be dismissing. You just never know what kind of, inventive thing that they may bring to the world that may make our lives easier. So, be careful who you shun and who you make fun of, and don't bully anybody. So let's have a conversation in the comment section below. Do you remember the movie that was attached to this song? Do you remember singing this song in school, in choirs, church, anything? Let's have a conversation about that kind of stuff in the comment section below. A link to the video will be in the description box so that you can enjoy it and share it as many times as you like, uninterrupted, at your own leisure. I encourage you to do so. This is one of my top 20 favorite songs for the Christmas season, and I know that it's probably up there with some of you other people. So along with the video in the description box will be a link to my Patreon. So in case you want to get a fast track to any requests you may have, want extra content that has nothing to do with music, a direct line of communication between you and I, or even if you just want to help out the channel, that's where you can find all that at. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because we love having new people join our community of friends who love music and the stories behind them. Hitting the subscribe button puts a bookmark on your YouTube site so that you can find my channel easier, and it'll come up in the feed. Hitting the like sends this out to more people so they too can learn about some of the things that happened or inspired the songs that they love, and find new talent that I'm trying to promote. Until we get to the next one, my friends, I wish you all peace, love, and happiness, and a very, very Merry Christmas.